Welcome to the game room, and if you love baseball, then you're going to love this episode because we've got two of the greatest pitchers of all time, hands down, the best. Christy Mathewson from the 1905 New York Giants. He'll be home against the 1947 version of Warren Spahn. There's a lot of history about these guys that I want to cover, and some history about where we're going to be playing in the Polo Grounds. So if you don't like history, skip ahead maybe 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I'll try to speed it up and get right to the game. But otherwise, sit back and relax and enjoy a little bit of history. So we're going to be playing the Polo Grounds. There's so much I could do an entire episode on that stadium, but we're not. I'll cover some key basics about it and then move on to the players, which is what we're really here for. So the Polo Grounds had a capacity when it first started out in 1911 of 34,000 people. I actually think it had a lot less than that when it was like 4 iterations of the Polo Grounds. Then finally, by 1923, it had a seating capacity of 55,000. A lot of big name teams played there. Of course, the New York Giants played there before they moved to San Francisco. The New York Mets played there a little bit. The Yankees played there. Even the Brooklyn Dodgers before moving to Los Angeles. And just one more fact about it, there were 2 deaths at the Polo Grounds. One in August of 1920. Unfortunately, Cleveland Indians shortstop Ray Chapman was hit in the head by a pitch. And back then, the batters didn't wear helmets, sort of like hockey players or goalies didn't wear masks. Chapman died 12 hours later after being hit, and he is the only player in history to die from an injury in Major League Baseball. And then in 1950, on July 4th, sounds like it's a July 4th celebration gone bad, Bernard Doyle, a resident from New Jersey, went to the game, brought his neighbor's little kid with him. A 50-year-old man was struck and killed by a stray bullet while in a seat at the Polo Grounds. Turns out a 14-year-old boy later confessed to shooting a .45 caliber pistol into the air from his rooftop 1,120 feet away where Doyle was seated. That is some serious bad luck. Now, let's get into the ball players while we're here. So, Christy Mathewson, hands down the best pitcher in history. What do we know about Christy Mathewson? Christopher Mathewson. Born in 1880, died in 1925, so he was a very young 45 years old when he died. He had a few nicknames, the Big Six, the Christian Gentleman, Matty, and the Gentleman's Hurler. He was a right-handed pitcher, played 17 seasons with the New York Giants, 6'1", pretty big guy for his time, weighed 195 pounds. That is a pretty sizable guy. Person to be facing off that mound up there. He was the most dominant pitcher in baseball history in the ranks. He ranks in all the time in the top 10 several key pitching categories, including wins, shutouts, and earned run average. In 36, Mathewson was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He also played professional football. Started out at Keystone Academy in 1895 to 1897. Then he turned pro in 1898, appearing as a fullback with the Greensburg Athletic Association. While a member of the New York Giants, Mathewson played fullback for the Pittsburgh Stars of the First National Football League. So he was kind of like Deion Sanders of his time when he played baseball and football. But the rumor is that he was taken out of the football league because his baseball coach didn't want him getting hurt. And there's also another rumor that the football coach didn't really need a place kicker at the time. And so they were going to use somebody else. But anyways, a little bit more about him. In 1900, get this, the greatest pitcher of all time. In 1900, you don't always start out great. He was purchased, the New York Giants purchased his contract from Norfolk for $1,500, about $53,000 today. Then July to September in 1900, Mathewson appeared in just 6 games for the Giants, started one of them, and had a record of 0-3. The Giants coach was pissed off. He returned him to Norfolk, demanded their money back. But then later, the Cincinnati Reds picked up Mathewson from Norfolk roster and then traded him back in December of that year to the Giants. So, good move by the Giants, bad move by the Cincinnati Reds. And because in 1905, Mathewson's Giants won the World Series over the Philadelphia Athletics. And Mathewson was the starting pitcher. Now get this. This is a true Iron Man. Mathewson was the starting pitcher in Game 1 and pitched a 4-hit shutout. Then 3 days later, with the series tied 1-1, he pitched another 4-hit shutout. And 2 days later after that, in Game 5, he threw a 6-hit shutout to clinch the series for the Giants. So in a span of 6 days, Mathewson had pitched 3 complete games without allowing a run and giving up only 14 hits. Name me one pitcher today in Major League Baseball that could do that. They can't. They're too soft. The pitchers and players of yesteryear, I guess you could say, were just dominating giants of their game. So in the 1905 season, we'll be playing with him. He went 31-9, arguably his best year with a 77 winning percentage. He had a 1.28 ERA. And let me give you something here to look at as well. So, it is up on the screen. Sorry about that. I was going off my notes here. So it was 1.28 ERA, pitched 43 games. That's a lot. 37 complete games, or games started. And he complete games with 32. That's impressive, with 8 shutouts, 3 saves, in fact. He pitched 338 innings, allowing only 252 hits and just 4 home runs. So that is Warren Spahn. Let's flip on over to... I'm sorry, that was Christy Mathewson. Gosh, my brain is... I'm tired. It's 2:30 in the morning while I'm recording this, so please forgive me. So let's go through this. Warren Spahn. What can we say about Warren Spahn? Well, a lot. Warren Spahn, born in 1921, died in 2003, so died in his 80s, lived a long, fulfilling life. We hope it was fulfilling. Played 21 seasons in the Major League Baseball. Left-handed pitcher. He started in 42, but due to the war, like most players, he stalled and came back in 46. But he's also one of the players that joined the military. He joined the United States Army. He had 363 career wins, as you can see up there, with 245 losses and a career 3.09 ERA. He was a 17-time All-Star who won 20 games or more in 13 seasons, including this 23-7 at the age of 42. As he won the Cy Young Award in 57 and was a 3-time runner-up during that period. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1973, which, by the way, I didn't mention it. I don't think Christy Mathewson was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 1936. And so, anyways, back to Warren Spahn. That's about it as far as like stats. I don't want to get too much into it, but I do want to tell a little story that I read and found. One of his games. So get this. He was pitching. Talk about a Iron Man. We talked about Mathewson pitching those 3 shutouts. Warren Spahn himself was a true Iron Man as well. He was locked into a pitcher's duel with Martial. So Martial was pitching against him, and the manager, Alvin Dark, visited the mound in the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 13th, and the 14th innings to try to take Martial out. But he was talked out of removing him during the 14th inning. Martial is told to is quote is saying, "Did you see that man pitching on the other side?" Referring to Warren Spahn. He said, "That man is 42 years old, and I'm only 25. If that man is on the mound, nobody's going to take me out of there." And Martial ended up throwing 227 pitches in the complete game, 1-0 win, while Spahn threw 201 pitches in the loss, allowing just 9 hits and 1 walk. Wow. Anyway, one more note about Spahn, and then we'll get into the game. Spahn threw his first no-hitter against the Philadelphia Phillies in 1960 when he was 39 years old. He pitched his second no-hitter the following year in April of 61 against the Giants. By the last 2 seasons of his career, Spahn was the oldest active player in baseball. He lost that distinction, though, for a single day on September 5th, 1965, when the 58-year-old Satchel Paige pitched 3 innings. Here's a quote, I think this is kind of funny, from Stan Musial, said, "Spahn will never get into the Hall of Fame because he won't stop pitching." The guy was just a machine. We thought Cal Ripken was a machine with all those games he played. He was, but these guys were just monsters up there back in the day. Anyway, let's flip back over to the baseball game. So we're going to be playing this in Digital Diamond Baseball version 11. It's a fantastic sports simulation game. It's dice-based, at least the way I'm playing it. There's a game board companion that I could roll dice outside the computer and then input the numbers. We're not going to do that. I'm playing on a Mac, this is available in both Windows and Mac. And I will be playing, I guess, Warren Spahn. I'm gonna play Warren Spahn, and I'll let the home team. No, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I want to play. I guess Warren Spahn would be the underdog, and I like playing the underdog. So we'll let the computer manage the New York Giants, Christy Mathewson. So let's get in there and take a look at the lineups. Let me get a sip of water here. Whoa, okay. So the 1947 Boston Braves had Johnny Hopp, the left-handed center fielder, Connie Ryan, the right-handed batting second baseman, Bob Elliott, the right-handed batting third baseman, Earl Torgeson, first baseman, the left-handed batting, Phil Mazzi, the right-handed batting center, catcher, Tommy Holmes, the left-handed batting left fielder, Bama Rowell, I like that name, left-handed batting right fielder, Dick Culler, the right-handed batting shortstop, and Warren Spahn, the left-hander pitcher. So let's check out the New York Giants. Look at that short roster. They didn't have many players back then. Look at that compared to 1947, the roster size compared to 1905. Massive. So we don't have a deep bullpen, of course, but they didn't need it back then. These guys were the true Iron Men. Anyways, we got Art Devlin in third base, Bill Dahlen in shortstop, Mike Danlin. Gosh, my eyes, I can't see the fault on that. Mike Danlin left field, Dan McGann at first base, Roger Bresnahan at catcher, Sam Mertes at center field, George Brown at right field, Billy Gilbert at second base, and of course pitching Christy Mathewson. So let's play ball. So here is the Polo Grounds from 1905. I imported a picture of it so we could have a more authentic view of the game. It's pretty easy to do in this software. You can also import player pictures, which I've done. For some reason, it's not bringing in the Braves, so it's not a complete... the images I have are not complete, obviously. I mean, this is back to 1905, but they've got a ton of them throughout the history. So at least we got one of them. So, and then you just go through and you edit the image to put the players at the positions where they really belong on the screen so it shows up realistically. So you could have a field that's turned to the right and you just fix it up and and you put your players there and it looks normal. Anyway, so I digress. Let's play ball. So Christy Mathewson, like we talked about that year, is 31-9 with a 1.28 ERA. He is facing Johnny Hopp, who that year had batted 288 with 2 homers, 2 triples, and 20 doubles. So the windup and the pitch from Mathewson, and that's a high pop up to first base and easy out from McGann. So if you notice here, there was some dice rolling. I'll just go over this briefly in case you're new. The left side is the outcome for the pitcher, the right the probabilities. The right side is the probability for the batters, and in between is what really it matters, is because that is the outcome of the 2 probabilities. So if we roll a 726 or lower, that's in the pitcher's favor, and that'll be an out, either pop up, ground out, or line out, whatever, or strikeout. Anything higher than that is in favor of the batter. So keep that in mind if you're watching. The windup and the pitch from Mathewson. And he strikes out Ryan. Goes down swinging. 3 pitches. That's 2 away in the top of the first. Now he's facing Elliott, who batted .317 on the season. Slaps that into left field for a line drive, but it's caught by Donlin. Is 3 up and 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first now, and Spahn takes the mound. He's facing Art Devlin, who batted .246 on the season. He had 2 homers, 7 triples, and 14 doubles. Warren Spahn has a 2.33 ERA, 21 wins and 10 losses. Also, keep in mind that the pitchers have a durability rating, or a stamina, if you will. 97 for Warren Spahn. I think Mathewson was around that as well. So we got to keep an eye on that. But the game will let us know if he gets tired, it starts to turn orange. If he's exhausted, it'll turn red. So Spahn gets a signal from Mazzi. The windup and the pitch to Devlin. The bottom of the first. And, great way to start the game for our Giants. It's a ground ball softly to second base, but he pounces on it, but he does not have a play, so it's an infield hit. It was hit too soft. Good hustle by Devlin, who's got a 95% chance to steal. So we'll have to keep that in mind because we are in charge of the batting team. So anyways, Dahlin is up. Bill Dahlin back then had a 242 average, 7 home runs, 4 triples, and 20 doubles. So we're not controlling the batting. We're controlling the fielding. So sorry about that. I got confused. I'm always playing different sides, so bear with me. It's 2:45 in the morning. Anyways, the wind up in the pitch. Actually, they're rolling for the lead. They toss it over to first. He gets back in time. Now the pitch. And it is a fly ball to left field. Holmes is there, and he makes the catch for the out. Devlin holds up at first, 1 away. That brings up Mike Donlin, who back then batted, 356. He had 7 homers, 16 triples. He's got some speed under him, and 31 doubles. So Spahn looks in for the signal. He likes it. Devlin takes his lead from first. The windup in the pitch from Spahn. And that's a base hit out to right field. Rowell scoops it up, throws it in. We've got runners at first and second with 1 out. Spahn now facing Dan McGann, who had batted .299 then. He had 5 homers, 14 triples, 23 doubles. Ooh, he had 22 stolen bases as well. All right, so Spahn looks in for the signal, checks the runners back. Devlin is perched out there in second base. They're rolling for the lead. He steps off the bag, but he's safe at second. Wind up in the pitch. Uh-oh, we got some hometown batting brewing here. Oh boy, so that was a big bouncer in front of the plate, but Mazzy, the catcher, snags it out of the air, but it throws to Torgerson is not in time. So McGann had some speed. Remember, he had those stolen bases. He was pretty quick down the baseline, and he was able to outrun the toss from the catcher Mazzy. So we are in Warren Spahn is in trouble. Bases loaded, 1 out. We would love a double play here because remember, I'm playing the visiting team underdogs, so I'm rooting for them. I'm actually rooting for an excellent game, but okay. So Spahn facing Breslin, who batted .302, no homers though. Wind up in the pitch. Uh-oh, there it is. Slung on, fly ball into left field for a base hit. Breslin is on with a single. Scoring from third is Devlin. Donlin advances to third, and McGann advances to second. We've got our first run of the game, folks. 4 hits in the first inning. Warren Spahn is getting rocked here. He needs an inning double play. So, stepping into the batter's backs is Sam Mertes, who batted .279 with 5 homers, 17 triples. Wow, and 27 doubles. How many stolen bases did he have? 52 stolen bases. Oh, this was the Ricky Henderson of his time. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a rough one, folks. All right, so the windup in the pitch from Spahn. Oh boy, there's another base hit out to right field. Rowell scoops it up. How many are going to score? Just 1. We've got a 2-0 lead now. If Spahn could just get a ground ball, we could get out of this inning with just 2 runs and still be in the game. Now stepping up to the plate is George Brown, the left-handed batting 29-year-old. He hit .293 that season, 4 homers, 14 triples, 16 doubles. He had 26 stolen bases and was never caught stealing. Oh boy. All right, so turning 2 on him is going to be hard. Wind up in the pitch from Spahn. Oh, finally. Grounder to shortstop, fielded by Color. He throws to Torgerson for the out. McGann scores from third. Breslin advances to third. Mertes advances to second. No double play. We do get a second out finally, but a third run scores. Now stepping up is Gilbert. They've almost batted around the order, folks. So Gilbert then had a .247 average, no homers, 3 triples, and 11 doubles. He also had 11 stolen bases. Oh boy, Spahn buckles down. Wind up in the pitch. And it is the fly ball to center field. Hop is there, makes the catch for the out, and ends the inning. Finally. But not before the 1905 New York Giants, the hometown, get 3 runs on 5 hits. Stepping up to the plate now is Torgerson, who back then batted .281. He had 16 homers, 6 triples, and 20 doubles. He also had 11 stolen bases and was never caught. Mathewson facing Torgerson, the windup and the pitch. And it's hit weakly. Dribbler out in front of the catcher. Breslin barehands it and throws him out in time for the first out. Now stepping up is Mazzy. That's Phil Mazzy, the 31-year-old right-hander. Batted .304 that season. He had 9 homers, 4 triples, and 22 stolen bases. I'm sorry, doubles. I got stolen bases on the mind. Okay, the windup and the pitch from Mathewson. And lame. Ground ball to third base to Devlin. Flips it over to McGann in time. 2 down. Holmes steps up to the plate. The left-handed 30-year-old batted .309 then with 9 homers, 3 triples, and 33 doubles. Mathewson gets the signal, the windup and the pitch. Oh, we've got our first base hit for the Braves. That was a little blooper into center field. Mertes fields it, throws it back in, Holmes at first. Rowell now steps up to the plate. That's Bama Rowell, the left-handed 31-year-old. He batted .276 that season, had 5 homers, 2 triples, and 23 doubles. Now, Holmes has a 76% chance to steal, but we're down by 3, so I'm not going to risk it. Got the windup and the pitch from Mathewson, and grounder to second base, easily fielded by Gilbert, and that ends the side. We head to the bottom of the second, 3-0 New York Giants. Now, Christy Mathewson steps up. He had a .236 batting average. He hit 2 home runs, 5 doubles. He also had 2 stolen bases. He was an all-around great fielder. Player, actually. Wind up in the pitch from Spahn. Oh, boy. and the pain continues. That's a base hit into left field. Holmes picks it up, throws it in. We've got Devlin now back to the top of the order. He's 1 for 1. Spahn looks Mathewson over there. He's got a 78% chance to steal. He's edging off first base. Uh-oh, looks like it's a hit and run is on, and it's successful. That's a bullet on the ground. Too hot to handle, and that's going to be a whiz right on by. Hop is on it quickly. A single for Devlin. We've got runners at first and third with nobody out. Boy, these 1905 Giants were impressive. Man, Spahn is struggling, and we don't have a deep bullpen, so we've got to ride him out. Okay, so Spahn looks at the runners at the corners. We're rolling for the lead there. And they keeps them at bay. So now the windup and the pitch. Okay, so it's a fly ball to right field. Rowell is there. He makes the catch for the out. Mathewson does not tag up. So we've got 1 out, runners at the corners. That brings up Donlin, who was 1 for 1 today. So let's see now. What's Spahn going to do? He's checking the runners. He rifles it to first, but he's safe. Devlin scrambles back in time. Now the windup and the pitch. Oh, and he strikes Donlin out. Anyways, we got 2 away. Now there's a key strikeout. You've got Dan McGann steps in, who is 1 for 1 as well. Is anyone not got a hit? Okay, anyways. Spahn checks the runners at first and third. Looks like he's gonna toss it over there. Nope. Oh, they got the steal on. Devlin heads down to second base. A throw from Mazzy. He's not in time, and he's in there easily. So we've got another runner in scoring position. Spahn has got 2 on now at second and third to worry about. The windup and the pitch. Oh, boy. There it is. And that's a sharply hit in the air over the infield, dropping in front of Hop for a base hit. A clean single. That brings in 2 runs. Oh, brother. It's 5-0 early. Man, Warren Spahn is getting crushed out there. But now he's facing Roger Breslin, who's 1 for 1 as well. The windup in the pitch from Spahn, and guess what? Another base hit into right field. So we've got runners at first and second, 2 outs. We've got Mertes stepping in, who's 1 for 1 as well. Spahn checks the runners. McGann perched out there at second. The windup in the pitch. Hey, guess what? That's a double out in the right field. Oh, cheapers. So that's a 2-run double. We've got a 7-0 lead. This is not turning out the way I'd hope. Warren Spahn is just getting rocked. He could not handle the 1905 New York Giants. Not his best game today. All right, we'll do one more batter. Oh boy, another double. That is 8-0 now. I don't think Warren Spahn can handle it. But all right, so he got this guy out last time. He got a fly ball out. Let's just see if he can get out of this inning. Because he's the key, one of the stars of the game. I don't want to take him out. There we go, folks. Fly ball to left field. Finally ends the bleeding. Not before 5 more runs committed is 8-0. This is turning into a rout. This is embarrassing. We head to the top of the third now. And Color is stepping up to the plate. He batted .248. He had no homers, 1 triple, and 5 doubles. Facing the greatest pitcher of all time, Mathewson, who gets a liner to second base, 1 out. Warren Spahn steps up to the plate, who had a triple and 2 doubles in his year that year. I don't think we can have him. Well, I'm going to leave him in there. He's the star of this show. I got to leave him in a little bit longer. Okay, he didn't even get a hit, but he struck the ball silently to right field. So we've got. Oh wait! Oh my gosh! It dropped in there. It was an error on Brown. Okay, so Spahn gets on first. Got a 79% chance to steal. We should probably do a hit and run here. So let's see what happens. Hey, and it worked. We got a base hit. So we got a bloop single, send Spahn over to third, hop at first, 1 out. That brings up Ryan, who is 0 for 1 today. Everyone's 0 for 1. Pretty much. All right, the windup and the pitch. Oh, we've got ourselves a rally going here. So a base hit into center field. That'll drive in Spahn. We got Ryan at first, Hop at second. So we finally put some pressure on Mathewson. 8-1, though. He's got a lot of breathing room, so nothing to worry about just yet. That brings up Elliott, who's 0 for 1 today. The windup and the pitch from Elliott. And bam. Little grounder to first base. Tags, steps on the base for the second out, moves the runners over. We've got runners now at second and third. That brings up Torgerson, who is 0 for 1 today. The windup and the pitch from Mathewson. Oh, I thought that was going to be a home run on the Jeepers. That would have been awesome, but unfortunately it's just a deep fly ball to center field. So we got 1 run back, 8-1 on 3 hits. Warren Spahn heads back out to the mound. He's our star of the show, so we're going to leave him out a little bit longer. He faces the pitcher Mathewson, so who's 1 for 1. So let's pray that he gets him out, please. Let's start the inning off right for a change. Yes, we've got a line drive to the second baseman, to Ryan, Mathewson is out. 1 away. Back to the top of the order to face Devlin, who's 2 for 2 today. 2 runs and a stolen base. He's having a great day. All right, so Spahn's up there, wind up in the pitch. Hey, guess what? We got 2 outs in a row. Grounder to second base, flips it over to Torgerson for the second out. Now we've got Dallin, who is 0 for 2 today. Wow, what kind of loser is he that he can't get a hit off Spahn? Maybe that'll change right now. Maybe I spoke too soon. Wind up in the pitch from Spahn. And no, ball 4. Darn it, I thought we were going to have a 1-2-3 inning. So we've got Donlin, who's 1 for 2 today, facing Spahn for the third time. Let's see if Spahn can get him out. Dallin is edging off first base, get a 95% chance to steal. Uh-oh, there it is. Single, out to left field, but I think because it's left field, it should hold the runner at second. Spahn is already tired. I mean, wow, 80 out of 97, so this could be his last inning. He's facing McGann, who's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Oh, boy. Let's see if Spahn can get out of this jam. Dallin perched out on second. Donlin parked at first to wind up in the pitch. And, whoo, boy, wipe my brow. The sweat. We finally get out of it. No runs. Look at that. On the scoreboard, finally, a 0. But that's pretty much Spahn's last inning, as he's getting pretty tired out there. So we head to the top of the fourth, 8-1. That brings up Phil Mazzy, who is 0 for 1 today, facing Mathewson, who's comfortably on 40 durability. Hey, 4 pitches, 4 balls. So Mazzy takes a leadoff walk. Holmes steps up, who's 1 for 1. Mazzy parked on first, the wind up in the pitch. Oh, we got another one going here. the single out to center field. So we got Holmes on first, Mazzy on second. He's got an 84% chance to steal. But, so Bresnahan has an arm of 3. I don't know if I want to test that. We're down by 7. I'm not going to risk anything. We're not going to bunt. Is there a bunt rating here? No, I don't see anything. We're going to let him swing away. We've got no outs, first and second. The windup in the pitch from Mathewson. That is a high pop up to short. At least it wasn't a ground ball for a double play. Now we've got Color, who was 0 for 1 today. We'll let him swing away. I probably should have had somebody bunt. But mistakes were made. Wind up in the pitch. Oh, no! We got a base hit out into left field, but I doubt the runner's going to score. If that was the opposite field, it would have been. Spahn is up. He is not going to bat. I'm sorry, but he's got to be yanked. So who have we got here? Our best pinch hitter is Frank McCormick, who batted .354 with a 1.94 WAR. So let's put him in. Sorry, Warren Spahn, your time is up. Unfortunately, you couldn't last more than 3 innings. So Frank McCormick steps up to the plate. The aging 36-year-old, actually back then was probably still young. He batted .354 with 2 homers, 2 triples, 18 doubles. So he had an on-base percentage of .386, slugging .486. Let's see what he can do against the mighty Mathewson. He's in a bit of a jam here with bases loaded. The windup in the pitch, and he gets a base hit into right field. I'm wondering, will that bring in 1 or 2? Just 1. They're not going to test the arm of Brown. So we get a pinch hit single that brings in a second run. Mathewson's now still facing bases loaded with just 1 out. Top of the order now, Hop, who's 1 for 2 today. Wind up in the pitch for Mathewson. Ooh, and he strikes out Hop. That is a key out now because we've got 2 outs. Brings up Ryan, who's 1 for 2. But Ryan just batted .265 in the season. But man, he's got some pop in his bat and some speed in those legs. Wind up in the pitch. Oh, he strikes out. Man, Mathewson really came through when he needed it. 2 strikeouts to end the threat. That is a shame because I thought we had a real chance to get back in this game. So we need to make a pitching change. I'm really scared to see our bullpen because it's not very deep. Well, actually I'm sorry. So the 47 Braves had a deep bullpen. It was the 05 Giants that don't. Anyway, so we've got, this is a winner take all, so we're not going to hold back. If there's someone on the rotation, then he's going to go in. Let's see who was our best pitcher back then. What was the WAR back then? A 7.7. Oh, well, that was Warren Spahn. And we know how he just did. So let's see. Let's put in Johnny Sane. Actually, I like the name Red Barrett. That'd be fun to say. Red's up there. Let me see. So a WAR of 3.7, but we're going to go with him. So Johnny Sane comes in to pitch. So let's take a look at his numbers. He had a 3.52 ERA, 21 wins, 12 losses in 38 games. He started 35, completed 22. He had 1 save. He had 132 strikeouts to just 79 walks and a 1.29 whip. All right. He is facing Bresnahan, who is 2 for 2 today. The windup in the pitch from Sane. And he's off to a good start. A fly ball to left field. Holmes is there to make the first out. Stepping up to the batter's box is Merte, who's 2 for 2 today with the double and 3 RBIs. The windup in the pitch from Sane. Uh-oh. He is 3 for 3 today. A little single into center field. So we've got runner at first, 1 out. Brown stepping into the batter's box, who's 1 for 2 with the double with 2 RBIs. Sane checks the runner back at first, got a 95% chance to steal, so he's got to pay close attention to him. That's right, we're rolling for the swing instead. All right, so we've got a fly ball out to left field. Holmes is there, makes the catch, holds the runner at first. We've got 2 down now, and stepping into the batter's box is Gilbert, who's 0 for 2 today. One of the lone guys who can't seem to get a hit. Even the pitcher's got a hit. All right, the wind up in the pitch from Sane, and he's 0 for 3. Fly ball to left field. A lot of action out there in left field today. Let me get a sip here. Hold on a moment. Okay. Now, leading off in the 5th is Bob Elliott, who is 0 for 2 today. facing Warren Spahn, who's getting a little tired. He's getting close to his limits, and he gives up a leadoff single into left field. So we've got Elliott at first with a 76% chance to steal. We're down by 6. We're not going to try that, but we've got the Torgerson, who batted .281, an on-base percentage of .401, so we're going to put the hit and run on. We got a good chance here. We wind up in the pitch for the hit and run. Uh-oh, that didn't work out. High pop up to foul territory, first base. Elliott has to go back. Mathewson, now you can see the orange border around that. He is laboring out there. He is facing Mazzy, who is 0 for 1 today with the walk. He is also 304 with an on-base of 377, so we're going to try another hit and run here. And, oh, Mathewson hits him in the back. That one had to hurt. So, Mazzy limps down to first. Elliott goes over to second. Mathewson is still in there. He's sitting on 81 durability now at a 98. We'll wind up in the pitch to Holmes, who's 2 for 2 today. Oh, he hits 2 in a row. Ouch, the crowd is wincing. Even they can feel it. So, we've got bases loaded now. Raul is up 0 for 2. Jeepers. Man, how many times have we had bases loaded and blow it? This is when I think Mathewson really buckles down and turns up the heat. So, bases loaded. No, there's not going to be a hit and run. We're not going to bunt. The wind up in the pitch. Uh-oh. Darn it. Gosh darn it. Ground ball to Devlin. Throws, trying to score. Great throw to home. He is out at the plate. Darn it, gets the runner going home. So, 2 outs. Again, Mathewson induces the ground ball to get out of a jam. Now he's facing Color, who's 1 for 2 today. Wind up in the pitch. And that jam he is not getting out of. We finally break it. We finally get out. We finally do something with this, what I'm trying to say here. So, we got 2 runs in there. So we've got runners at the corners, 2 outs, 2 runs in. Now we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. 8-4 is not so bad. We're chipping away at Mathewson. Okay, so that brings up Sane, the pitcher. We got to keep him in. Man, he batted .346 on the season, though. With, wow, really? That is incredible. He batted .346. He had 7 doubles. Wow, we are leaving him in to hit. I'm not pinch hitting for him. Wind up in the pitch. Oh, gosh darn it. Hits it to the shortstop. Ends the rally, but not before we got 2 runs. 8-4, head to the bottom of the 5th. Stepping up to the plate is Mathewson. I think they would pitch hit. I'm not controlling them, so I'm not going to tell them what to do, the computer. Will they pinch hit for him? No, they don't. Wind up in the pitch. I mean, he's a good hitter, too. Oh, you seriously walked the pitcher? Come on, man. Sane, you can do better than that. A leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order now. Devlin is 2 for 3 with 2 runs and a stolen base. Mathewson edges off first base. Kind of a threat out there to steal, too. But wind up in the pitch. Excellent. He hits the fly ball to left field again. Lots of action out there in left field. But he brings it in for the out. 1 away. That brings up Dallin, who's 0 for 2 today. One of the few players who hasn't gotten a hit for the Boston Braves. Wait a second here. The Giants. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong logo. I'm looking over here at the Boston Braves. What? No, New York Giants. Anyways, I missed what happened. So, Mazzy gets crossed up at that slider, tosses his mask away. Oh, man, it was a wild pitch. Are you kidding me? All right, come on. I focus. I got to focus now. We got a runner at second. Dallin's still up to bat. Matthews, Sane pitch in. The windup in the pitch from him. And a struck soundly line drive to right field, but he's there for the second out. Mathewson holds up, does not tag. So now we've got Donlin who steps up to the plate, who's 2 for 3 today. So, he's a very talented hitter up there, very dangerous. Could drive in a run, so we got to be careful. The windup in the pitch, ooh, thankfully, grounder to second base. And he gets the third out. The threat is over. No runs scored. We head to the top of the 6th. Mathewson heads back to the mound. Tired out there, but he is an Iron Man. So, stepping up to the plate now is top of the order Hop, who gets a base hit out into right field. So, a leadoff single for our Boston Braves. And that brings up Ryan, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. The windup in the pitch from Mathewson. Gosh darn it. Line drive to left field, but Donlin's there for the out. So, 1 out, hop on first. Elliott steps up. He is 1 for 3 today. Windup in the pitch from Mathewson. And, of course, it's a fly ball to center field. Mertes is there for the second out. Looks like Mathewson is going to last another inning. We're gifting him some fly balls. Windup in the pitch. And there it is. Little ground ball to shortstop. So Mathewson, who's tired, gets an easy inning, actually. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Sane heads out to the mound, and he's facing McGann, who's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. The windup in the pitch from Sane. Uh-oh. We start the 6th inning with the leadoff base hit to center field. So we got McGann at first. Bresnahan steps up to the plate, who's 2 for 3 today. He's edging off. McGann is edging off first base, takes his lead. The windup in the pitch from Sane. Gosh darn it, a 4-pitch walk. So we've got a walk and a single. Runners at first and second. Sane has now put himself into a jam. We'd love a ground ball here. The windup in the pitch. I'll take a strikeout. I will take it out any way I can get it. So Brown steps up to the plate, who's 1 for 3 today with the double and 2 RBIs. Sane gets a signal from Mazzy. The runners take their leads. The windup in the pitch. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh, boy. That looked like it was going to be a base hit, but Ryan snags it for the out. So we've got 2 down now. Runners still at first and second. Gilbert steps up to the plate, who's 0 for 3. I think one of only 2 players haven't gotten a hit for the team. Windup in the pitch. Oh, and Sane hits him in the ankle. He is limping down to first base, and just like that, Sane is exhausted. Are you serious? Man, that's a bummer. Okay, so we're going to have to switch him out because we can't give up a base hit. We're just getting back into the game. We don't have a deep bullpen here. What happened to my... Oh, so... Yes, we don't have a deep bullpen. So Sane here, innings pitch, Joe McGinty, Red... I do like the name Red, but that's not what's important. Focus. All right, we got a lot of good pitchers here. Our 320 pitchers, this guy will last a bit. We've got several innings to go. Oh, wait a second. I don't want a defensive... Hold on a second here. We are the Boston Braves. We've got to take Sane out. That's it. I clicked the wrong one. Jeepers. Okay, so Spahn is out. Sane is out. Am I missing something here? Where's Sane? So we've got Johnny Sane. Yeah, right. I can't put him in. We can't put Spahn. All right. Who's our best ERA? That doesn't count. Who's the best WAR? Well, Red Barrett was the other one. So let's go with him. Actually, we've got Walt Lanfranconi, who's got a 2.95 ERA. And we're going to put him in. I like the ERA better. Okay, so we got Walt Lanfranconi, the right-handed pitcher, 31-year-old, 2.95 ERA. 4 wins, 4 losses in 36 games. Game started just 4, completed 1. He got a save, and he only had 18 strikeouts to 27 walks. So he's got control issues. So this is not the time to throw balls. So he's facing the pitcher Mathewson. The windup in the pitch. No, they put in a pinch hitter. Smart. I figured they had to eventually. So Strang is up there. Strang, by the way, Sammy Strang. It's the switch hitting. Sammy Strang batted .259. He had 3 homers, 4 triples, 2 doubles, 23 stolen bases and never caught. He's got some speed on those legs. So the windup in the pitch from Lanfranconi. That's a lot of mouth to say. Okay, fly ball to right field, and we get out of the jam. Thank you. We head to the top of the 7th, 8-4. Now we've got the lower half of our order. Mazzy steps in there. He's 0 for 1 with the walk today. He's facing now the new pitcher, Hooks Wiltsey. Is that how you say that? Yeah, Hooks Wilsey, left-handed pitcher. He has a 2.47 ERA. He went 15-6 in 32 games. Pitched 18 complete games with 3 saves. 197 innings pitched with 120 strikeouts with just 61 walks. Oh boy, he's going to be tough. So, Wilsey winds up and pitches. And it's a grounder to first base. McGann fields it pretty easily. So Holmes steps up to the plate now, but he's 2 for 2 today. So the windup of the pitch from Wilsey. And he gets another ground ball to second base this time. So 2 up, 2 down. So that brings up the left-handed batting Rowell, who's 0 for 3 today. The windup in the pitch. Oh, and he smacks a double out into right center field. Brown chases it down, throws it back in. Rowell is in there with the stand-up double. We've got Color now, who's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Love a home run right here. Wind up in the pitch, and of course, that is just a weak ground ball back to the pitcher. The threat is over. We head to the 7th inning stretch. We've got the top of the order. Devlin, Dahlin, and Donlin. Wow, triple Ds. Oh boy, I could say something about that. Anyways, the windup in the pitch from Lanfranconi. That's still a mouthful to say at this early in the morning. And that is a fly ball to left field. Again, Holmes brings it in. Lots of action out there for him. Now Dahlin steps into the batter's box, who's 0 for 3 today with the walk. The windup in the pitch. And he gets his first hit of the game. That is an infield hit. The throw is wild. Actually, it's an error, so it's not really a hit. And of course, Dahlin goes to second. Great. So 1 out, runner at second. Donlin steps up there. He's 2 for 4 today. Wind up in the pitch from Lanfranconi. Oh, and he gets a high pop-up. You guessed it, to left field. Holmes brings it in again for the second out. Now it brings up McGann. The switch hitting McGann, who is 3 for 4 today. Yikes. Tough batter to get out. What can Lanfranconi do? With Dahlin at second, the windup in the pitch. Oh, and he finally gets him out. A dribble out in front of the catcher. And he throws it to first for the final out. So we head now to the top of the 8th, 8-4. We've got Lanfranconi, who's up to bat, who struck out 5 times at 10 at-bats. So he's got a 50-50% chance of doing nothing. Well, we got to take him out because we need some pinch hitting. We need a base hit. So what can we do here? I'm not doing defensive. I screwed that up. So pinch hitting. All right. Batting average 285. Let's bring in Mike McCormick. 281 though. Who's got the better on base percentage? 3. So okay, so that's not bad. Sibby Sisti. Wow, say that 3 times fast. Let's try Sibby Sisti. Sibby Sisti steps in to pinch hit for Lanfranconi. He batted 281 on the season. Good eye with 20 walks, but he also struck out 17 times. He had 2 homers and 8 doubles. He's facing Wiltsey. Wind up in the pitch. And good eye. I'll take a walk. A leadoff walk for Sisti. Now we go to the top of the order. Hop is up there. He was 2 for 4 today, facing Wiltsey. Wind up in the pitch. Gosh darn it, that's a fly ball to center field. Murte is there. So that was Wiltsey facing Sisti. Anyways, I thought it was kind of quite a tongue twister. Wiltsey pitching, Sisti on first. Ryan up to bat. Ryan is 1 for 4 today. We need a base hit. Wind up in the pitch. And I'll take a walk. So we've got 2 walks this inning. Sisti moves over to second. And that's it for Wiltsey, who's exhausted. They bring in McGinty. So Joe McGinty was 21-15 on the season. He had 2.87 ERA, pitched 46 games. He started 38 of them, completed 26, and with 3 saves. He had 125 strikeouts at the 1.12 whip, facing Elliott, who is 1 for 4 today. Wind up in the pitch. And that's a line drive to Dahlin, shortstop. The runners hold up. So we've got 2 outs now, first and second. That brings up Torgerson, who is 0 for 4 today. Come on, guys, do something out there. We need another rally. And just like that, the fly ball to left field, and the threat is over. We head to the bottom of the 8th. You know, it's not like the Boston Braves haven't had their chances. So anyways, we got to bring up a new pitcher because we pinch hit for him. And who do we want to bring in now? Who's got that great WAR? Red Barrett. Finally, you make your appearance, Red. Come on in. Make your debut here, and winner takes all. So Red Barrett went 11-12 with a 3.55 ERA in 36 games. He started 30 and completed 12. Had one save as well. 210 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts, 53 walks with a 1.20 whip. He's facing Bresnahan, who is 2 for 3 today with a walk and an RBI and a run scored. Brett, the right-handed pitcher, facing the right-handed batter Bresnahan. The windup in the pitch. Of course, leadoff walk. Wouldn't be an inning if the home team didn't get on base, right? So Murte steps up with 3 for 4. Wow, a double and 3 RBIs. He is a very dangerous hitter today. The windup in the pitch. Hey, we finally get him out to a fly ball, of course, to left field. Holmes. All right, Bresnahan on first still with 1 out. Brings up Brown, who's 1 for 4 with the double today and 2 RBIs. Facing Barrett, the windup in the pitch. And that is a grounder to shortstop, fielded there by Color, and we get just 1 out. So Brown at first, 2 outs. Barrett is facing Gilbert, who is 0 for 3 today. I think the only guy on the team who has not gotten a hit today. So the windup in the pitch from Barrett. And he's still not going to get a hit. He's 0 for 4 as he hits it to shortstop. Now we head to the top of the 9th, the final chance for the underdog visiting team, Boston Braves. They throw Mazzy, who is 0 for 2 today. Man, let's see what he can do against McGinty. Oh, he gets a base hit finally. Left field, Donlin scoops it up, throws it in. Mazzy's on with the leadoff single. Brings up Holmes, who's 2 for 3 today. Let's see if we can beat up McGinty. All right, now we got a walk. We got something going here, but you know what? I've seen this before. I've seen this show before. I didn't like it. We got a rally going, then it dies. So, anyways, Holmes at first, Mazzy at second. He's got an 84% chance to steal there. And we're not going to do it. We're down by 4 runs. We need base hits. We got Rallo, who's 1 for 4 today. Let's let him swing away. The windup in the pitch. Oh, we get a single. Man, McGinty is getting beat up out here. So Brown scoops it and throws it in to home plate and prevents the runner from scoring. But we got bases loaded, nobody out. We've got Color, who's 2 for 4. We're going to leave him in there to hit. The windup in the pitch from McGinty. And just like that, the threat is stalled. So, oh my gosh, are you serious? So what happens? So ground ball to Gilbert. Mazzy's trying to score. Great throw to home, and he's out at the plate. Holmes, okay, so we couldn't get a run in. We got 1 out still. Bases loaded. We are not letting Barrett hit, because we are not going to have a chance to pitch if we don't get a base hit. So, who's our best on-base percentage guy? That would be Danny Litwiller. 337, 261 average. All right, let's bring him in. So, now pinch hitting for the pitcher is Danny Litwiller, or Willer. Right-handed batter. He was 261 on the season. He had 7 home runs, 2 triples, and 5 doubles. Facing McGinty, the windup in the pitch. Oh, and he gets a base hit. How many runs will that score? Probably 1. Brown's got a good arm out there. Yep, just 1. And that, just like that, McGinty's out. He's exhausted. They bring in Red Arnaz, the right-handed 23-year-old. He was 2.74 ERA with 22 wins and 8 losses. 34 games. He pitched 262 innings. Had 198 strikeouts. Whoa, boy. Okay, so he's facing Hop, the top of the order, who's 2 for 5 today. We've got bases loaded, 1 out, 8-5. A double would tie this game. Holy moly, this is close, folks. Wind up in the pitch. Oh, and it's a single. And that's it. So scoring from third is Raul. Color advances to third. Gosh darn it. We got just 2 runs. Okay, I'll take it, though. So it was just 1 run that time, but we've got 2 now. So it's 8-6. We've got Ryan, who's 1 for 4. Man, come on, Ryan. He struggled all day to get a base hit his last time up, and just like that, the rally is over. Dribble out in front of the catcher. No! Hold up, folks! He barehands it, makes the diving tag to get the runner. Okay, so now we've got 2 outs. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was the 3rd out. Whew. All right. Got excited. I thought there was an error. So we got bases loaded now, 2 outs. We've got Elliott up to bat, who's 1 for 5. And he's a good hitter. I mean, I can't pinch hit for him. He's just struggling against the other pitchers. Maybe he'll do against Ames, rather. The windup in the pitch. And he gets a base hit. Holy folks. Holy crap. Do we have a tie game here? Oh, no. Yes, we do. Wow, that was oh, man, this game's going to the... Oh, wow. All right, so what a comeback. 4 runs in the top of the 9th. The hometown New York Giants have... Their relief pitching has just fallen apart. The wheels have come off the train. We've got 1st and 3rd, Elliott at 1st, Ryan at 3rd. We've got Torgerson up, who's 0 for 5 today. I don't want to pinch hit for him. He's still a good hitter. And with the relief pitching being rocked, let's see if he can continue it. The windup in the pitch. Oh my gosh, it's a double. That's got to bring in 2. Elliott's got to score. He's got some speed under him. Okay, so do we want him to attempt an extra base? No. We're going to play conservative. That's just the way I am. So we've got the lead 9-8. We got a rally going. We've got Torgerson at 2nd, Elliott at 3rd. We got Mazzy up to bat, who's 1 for 3. He's 304 average. We're going to let him swing away. Ames is pitching. The windup in the pitch. Did they get out of the jam? Grounded to Ames of the pitcher. He goes right through his legs, and that is an error. Oh my gosh. I didn't think it could get worse. It's now 10-8. Wow. Okay, so we've got Mazzy at 1st, with speed of 84. Torgerson at 3rd. Oh man, and Ames. Are they still going to leave him in the pitch? He's facing Holmes, who's 2 for 3 today. Yes, wind up in the pitch from Ames. And a fly ball to right field finally ends the bleeding, but not before we get 6 runs in the 9th, 10-8. The bottom of the 9th, the hometown is pissed off. I think I see some beer cups being thrown out into the field there. Holy cow. We've got to make a change here. I didn't think we were going to need a pitcher, but we do. Who can we bring in? Oh boy. So, do we bring in Bill Voizelli? Can I bring in a pitcher who's got an easier name to pronounce? Bill Voizelli. Well, who's our best whip? Yeah, but Ernie White, easy to pronounce, but did he pitch much? Well, he probably came in and pitched like an inning or 2. Yeah, 4 innings pitched. That's not much. So who's else after that? Max McCone. He only pitched 2 innings. 9 innings. No, 1.28. Oh, gosh darn it. So let's try Clyde Shawn. He's got a lot of innings pitched under him. He's got a 4.4 ERA, which seems to be the norm for these guys out here. Andy Carl, though, we're facing a left-hander, a righty, and a righty. This is a left-handed batter. So let's try Clyde Shawn for 1 batter. Lefty on lefty, unless they pinch hit for him. So they've got, that was Ames, the pitcher. He's not going to pitch against Shawn. They're going to pinch hit for him. Yep, they brought in Bowerman, the right-handed batter. Gosh darn it. Okay, so now we've got lefty against righty. Clyde is 5-3 with a 4.4. Well, let's see what he can do. I'm not going to switch the pitcher for him. Anyways, wind up in the pitch from Bowerman. And he gets a fly ball to not to left field this time, but to right field. So one out. Now we've got Devlin up there, who is right-handed batter against our left-handed pitcher, but we're going to leave him in. He is 2 for 5 today. Let's see what Shawn can do. The wind up in the pitch. Ooh, nice. Grounded to first base. Torgerson steps on the bag for the 2nd out. So now we've got the left-handed pitcher against the right-handed batter. The batter is 1 for 4 today. He did struggle, so let's see what he does here. We'll give Shawn a chance to shut it down, get the save. The windup in the pitch. Nope, there's a double out into center field, right center field. So Dowling goes to 2nd. We've got the left-handed Donlin. So we've got the matchup we want now. We've got lefty versus lefty. We were ahead by 2 runs. We'll give Shawn... Clyde, I'll just say Clyde. a chance to get out of this with Donlin. So we check the runner back at first. Wind up in the pitch. And grounded to first. And there it is, folks. We finally pull it off. What an upset. That is, oh my gosh. We started out the game down 3-0. Then down 8-0. Then we chipped away at Mathewson with the run. Then we chipped away another run. So it's 8-2. Then the fifth inning, we got 2 more. Then it's 4. Then nothing. Then Mathewson gets tired. Then they bring in the relief pitchers. And wow, we went to town on them. 6 runs in the top of the 9th to pull ahead 10-8. We got 16 hits, 1 error to their 8 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors, which I think really cost them the game right there. But man, did our guys pull through in the end. Wait a second. Oh, that's only 2 hits. Oh my gosh, you're watching. If you've made it this far, thank you. But I'm like, I thought that, yeah, the final score. That's it. Okay. Whew. I saw the players on the field and I thought, oh, we're still up to bat. No. So the game's over. So anyways, wow, that was exciting. So let's see. There is a box score here. Okay. So the box score, the newspaper box score, that's kind of neat. The extended box score. No, I don't want that. Scorecard. Oh, this is really neat. I had never really looked at this before. I don't know why I didn't. Scoring plays. Great, play-by-play. So the box score anyways. So who's the player of the game? We went 10 for 22 with runners in scoring position. Wow. So down here, did they do a player of the game? No. So pitches thrown. Warren Spahn threw 84 pitches to Mathewson's 104 pitches. Mathewson went 6 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Then Wiltsey came in, pitched fine, an inning and a third, gave up 2 walks, but then this is when the wheels came off. McGinty came in, just 1 inning, gave up 3 earned runs. Then Ames really blew it with 3 earned runs in just 2/3 of an inning, and that's where that happened. We had Spahn, who gave up, 12 hits in 3 innings, gave up 8 earned runs. I mean, that was embarrassing. I expected better from him, but then the relievers buckled down and didn't give up another run for the rest of the game, and that was key. Sane came in, pitched 2 2/3, gave up 2 hits. Lanfranconi pitched an inning and third with just 1 hit. Barrett, who came in with an inning and just walked with no hits, but then Shawn came in, Clyde, I think his name was, 1 inning, 1 hit, and that was it. What a relief pitching performance by these 1947 Boston Braves. Impressive. Not so much for the hometown Giants. Anyways, there you have it, folks. How do I close this? Okay, just go off there. So let's save and exit. We'll save that. So that has been another episode of Winner Take All. Thanks for tuning in. And if you liked it, please hit that like. I appreciate it. Only takes a second. Hit subscribe. I'll be doing another one of these. I'll be doing these regularly. And if you want to see a matchup, then just put, who you want to see in the comments. But it's got to be different eras. I don't want to have modern day versus modern day. I don't want to have Verlander against, another pitcher, Clayton Kershaw. I don't want that. So it's got to be different eras. But maybe we'll have Clayton Kershaw against Nolan Ryan. Who knows? But hit subscribe and you'll find out when I do. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm starting to ramble now. It's 3:40 in the morning. Got to get ready for work. I'll see you next time.